They really don't like this woman. She's a good communicator. And so Joy Behar just offered her analysis on why Leavitt was picked for the role.
I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10.
The show has found itself in the crosshairs of public outrage, legal threats, and political scandal that may very well mark the beginning of its end. Could this iconic program be facing permanent closure? Let's dive into the whirlwind of rumors, allegations, and behind-the-scenes drama that has everyone talking. But even factoring in that she's a nice-looking lady, I love that the left's attacks on conservatives right now are that we're hot and cool.
Speaking of Donald Trump, I was stunned and amazed by his new White House spokeswoman today. She's actually the youngest ever in that job.
The latest storm brewing around the View centers on its explosive reaction to Karoline Leavitt, the youngest White House press secretary in history. During her very first press briefing, Leavitt made waves by boldly declaring that there would be no more funding for transgenderism and wokeness in federal agencies. It wasn't long before the hosts of The View pounced, with Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar leading the charge. Goldberg lashed out, suggesting that Leavitt only had her position because of the very wokeness she criticized. "Without that wokeness, you might not have that job," Goldberg remarked, sparking an avalanche of backlash online. The comment was seen by many as dismissive of Leavitt's credentials, and even some of Goldberg's own fans expressed disappointment at her tone. But it was Joy Behar who truly set the internet ablaze. During the same episode, she quipped that Leavitt was only chosen for her role because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. This offhand comment, perceived as deeply sexist, quickly went viral, drawing criticism from all corners.
Karoline Leavitt, she's just 27 years old, but boy, was she giving it to the Trump haters in her first White House briefing.
Social media users slammed Behar for reducing Leavitt's accomplishments to her appearance, with one user calling the remark misogynistic and another pointing out the hypocrisy of a feminist show tearing down a woman in leadership. The backlash was so intense that even conservative commentators, who rarely side with daytime television, came to Leavitt's defense, highlighting her extensive experience and qualifications. The drama didn't stop there. Rumors have begun swirling that Karoline Leavitt herself is considering legal action against The View for defamation, with insiders suggesting that the press secretary feels...
Dang, Rowan, I couldn't do that at 27. No nonsense, straight to the point, courage, detail.
The show's personal attacks cross the line. While no official lawsuit has been filed, the mere possibility of such a move has reportedly sent shockwaves through ABC's leadership. Some sources claim that high-level meetings have been held to discuss damage control, with executives scrambling to address the growing public and political scrutiny surrounding the show. The stakes for ABC aren't just reputational, they're financial. According to insiders, advertisers have started to express concern.
Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you.
Concerns over aligning their brands with a show that's generating such intense backlash. Sponsorships for daytime television are a significant revenue stream, and any potential exodus of advertisers could send financial shockwaves throughout the network. If major brands begin distancing themselves from The View, it could force ABC to make tough decisions about the show's future. This isn't the first time advertisers have pulled back from controversial programming, and the network is well aware of the financial domino effect that could follow. Meanwhile, political figures on both sides of the aisle are...
Without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table.
Beginning to weigh in on the situation, further amplifying the drama. Conservative commentators have been vocal in accusing The View of perpetuating a double standard, particularly when it comes to their treatment of women with differing political views. Meanwhile, some left-leaning politicians have quietly expressed concerns that the show's increasingly inflammatory rhetoric could undermine broader progressive messaging. This growing bipartisan criticism is an unusual twist for a show that has historically been embraced by liberal audiences, raising questions about whether The View has alienated even its core.
Isn't it rich that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when DEI is all about based on looks?
Or demographic. Karoline Leavitt is just 27 years old, but boy, was she giving it to the Trump in her first White House briefing. Adding to the pressure, Leavitt's handling of the controversy has only elevated her profile. By maintaining her composure and refusing to engage in personal attacks during her press briefings, Leavitt has positioned herself as a rising star within the conservative movement. Political analysts are already speculating that the backlash against The View could inadvertently bolster her credibility and widen her appeal, particularly among younger voters. This unintended consequence has left some of the show's critics wondering if the host's remarks may have backfired, giving Leavitt an even larger platform to voice her views. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, sources claim that tensions among the co-hosts are beginning to boil over. Some reports suggest that not all of the hosts agree on how to address the controversies, creating friction within the group. While some, like Joy Behar, are said to...
Karoline Leavitt is the press secretary at the White House, doing a great job. Such a great job that the ladies of The View feel the green monster coming upon them.
Advocate doubling down on their provocative statements. Others reportedly favor a more measured approach to avoid further backlash. This internal division could create even more challenges for The View as it tries to navigate its way out of the increasingly complicated mess. Isn't it rich that The View is saying Leavitt got the job based on looks when they are all about looks? But this isn't the only controversy to put The View in hot water. Recently, Sunny Hostin, another co-host, has found herself embroiled in a scandal of her own. Her husband, Emmanuel Hostin, a prominent surgeon, is facing serious allegations of insurance fraud in a massive lawsuit involving hundreds of defendants. According to reports, Emmanuel Hostin is accused of participating in a scheme to receive kickbacks for surgeries and fraudulent practices. While Hostin's legal team has vehemently denied the allegations and called the lawsuit...
But even factoring in that she's a nice-looking lady, I love that the Liv's attacks on conservatives right now are that we're hot and cool.
...meritless, the case has nonetheless cast a shadow over The View and its credibility. Critics have been quick to point out the irony of Hostin, who often takes the moral high ground on the show, remaining silent about her husband's legal troubles. The View co-host Sunny Hostin's husband Emmanuel Hostin has been accused of federal insurance fraud. The tension on set is reportedly palpable, with sources claiming that the lawsuit has become a big issue within ABC. Some staff members are allegedly questioning whether Hostin's involvement in the show could hurt its reputation further, especially as the legal battle drags on. And let's not forget that this isn't the first time The View has faced accusations of hypocrisy. The show has a long history of targeting conservative women with sharp-tongued remarks, from Sarah Huckabee Sanders to Kayleigh McEnany and now Karoline Leavitt.
No, it's not. So first of all, and I have had my objections to the job that Karine Jean-Pierre did, but she worked in politics for 21 years, 5 presidential campaigns, and worked in 2 administrations.
Yet when the tables are turned, it seems the co-hosts are far less willing to address their own controversies. Adding fuel to the fire is the ongoing saga with Melania Trump. Just when you thought things couldn't get messier, rumors have emerged that Melania is considering legal action against The View as well. The First Lady has long been a target of the show's criticisms, with co-host Sunny Hostin once speculating that Melania hates Donald Trump and even wants to take him out. These remarks, while intended as humor, have not sat well with Melania's supporters, who view them as baseless and defamatory. While there's no concrete evidence of a lawsuit at this time, the mere possibility has added yet another layer of tension to the show's already fraught situation. Emmanuel Hostin denied the allegations via a statement through his lawyer, telling the Daily Mail that his client denies